Stitching Niche, and I'm back for an update video. Today is April 4th. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and we have had a very busy Saturday. So I'll tell you about some of those things in just a few minutes. This has been the first full week of online classes for our university, and it has been exhausting. I have spent a lot of time. I was so excited about working from home, but these guys, they're constantly emailing me and asking me questions, and that's the faculty. The students, they're doing okay. Now that deadlines are starting to pop up, now I'm getting more emails from students, but it's okay. I'm still enjoying it. I would not mind doing online classes as a permanent thing. I don't know if my university's all okay with that. Let's see. We're all home because all of us are working from home, or we're staying home because our governor has issued a stay-at-home order. And the county that we live in, they are very serious about enforcing that. So you are not supposed to be out and about unless you are going for something essential like groceries. We can go to the post office and we can go to the pharmacy, but other than that, we're supposed to be staying home. So, which is fine because my husband and I both can work from home, and then my online Etsy shop is here at home, and I can take things to the post office because we do not have a normal mailbox. We have a post office box, so that's a good thing. Boys are doing fine. They're working really hard, either with schoolwork or we're putting them to work doing stuff around the house. So the house is starting to look really good, which is nice. I love being home. I know this is a horrible situation for lots of us, but for me, I am enjoying this. I have never been so happy. I just love being home. But I can understand how this can be very frustrating and isolating for others. Let's see, what other updates? Let's do some farm updates. So we planted our garden. And if I have pictures, I'll insert them here. But this is my dad was a farmer, like a, full-fledged farmer. And he laid out gardens in multiple areas on our property, mainly so that each of the kids could have a garden site whenever we moved to our plot of land. So my garden is fairly large. And he also put this really high fence up around it, so it's interesting kind of garden space. My brother-in-law came out Thursday, and we planted corn, sweet corn, and green beans, and field peas. What else did we plant? Butter beans. And I had planted black beans and zucchini, yellow squash, and cucumbers before that, and bell peppers. I haven't planted any tomatoes, but we've planted a lot of stuff. I have strawberries, English peas, and asparagus beds as well. So that's all planted. So we're excited about that. My husband and I, we have peach trees and apple trees and plum trees and mayhaws and blueberries. I think that's it. So, and then what grows wild around our house are dewberries, which are a type, it's like a blackberry that grows on the ground. And then blackberries, wild blackberries. And they are, when we say loaded, it is ridiculous. I've never seen this many berries on the bushes before. It is crazy. So I should be able to make lots of jelly this year. So that's our kind of farm update. Now, livestock update. We have chickens and we have bees. We've had a lot of excitement with both this past week. First of all, the chickens. My little girls now are very well trained, the three of them. Nicholas named them Lock, Stock, and Barrel, or Lock, Shock, and Barrel. And they are just funny. They follow me around the yard because I feed them mealworms and they love that stuff. The other morning, I went to let them out because I close them up at night now. And I heard a chicken up at the house. I'm like, that's crazy. And sure enough, there was a chicken. So one of the chickens I thought got taken away by the hawk had been hiding for at least a week. And so she showed up, but then she disappeared again. And I'm like, I told Hobby, I'm like, I swear I saw another chicken. And I'm like, maybe it was a chicken ghost. I don't know. She just didn't show up again. Didn't hear anything from her. And then about 3 days later, I went out to release the chickens again, and there she is standing next to the coop. And so now we're up to 4 chickens. Bees, I found 2, well, actually today I found 2, so total of 3 swarms on our property of bees, and my husband was able to collect one of them. We've set traps for the other 2, so I'll give you an update on that later. But I'll insert a video here of my husband getting or setting up to catch the first swarm that I found. So I have, that gives us, I think we've got 12 hives or 13 hives of bees now. My husband works the bees primarily. I help him every now and then, but we were outside working today. We worked all day today. I got up and started at 7 o'clock this morning doing school stuff, and then we worked out and cleaned up our back patio, and then we built a greenhouse, and then we set traps for the swarms. So I even did some weed eating. My husband bought a new weed eater for me, and I cleaned up around the mayhaw trees, or bushes. So yeah, a lot of work today, but that's good. It was looking so pretty outside. My daylilies are blooming, so I'll insert a few pictures of my daylilies. I bought these last year at a daylily show, and I had a record of what they were, and I don't know where that piece of paper is. I lost it, so I don't know what these are, but they're pretty. I'm taking pictures of each set. So let's get to the stitching. I have no finishes to show you because I've been so busy this week. I haven't been able to sit down and stitch. Last weekend, I'm doing my quarantine stitching each weekend, and I didn't have time to do hardly anything last weekend because I recorded a whole bunch of lectures and then spent a lot of time getting all of that set up so the students could have it. Cutting into my crafting time, but I'll show you what I have done. So I picked 7 different things to work on during the weekend, and this past weekend, one of the things that was selected was the 9th berry in the 12 Berries of Christmas series. So I don't have a lot, but there is some progress. So that's my progress. That's going to be a little rug, and it's going to be 9, ladies dancing, I think, around that rug. So not very much, but a little progress. A little progress is better than no progress. The next one that I worked on was, let's see what this is, Pumpkin Brew. And when I showed this to you last time, all I had was this little bit over here with the cat and the key. And I think I got a portion of the cauldron done. So you can see that's all that I got done. But that's some. I mean, that's probably one of the least, my least favorite things to do is large blocks like that. Okay. All right, here's the one. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Shaking, y'all. The next one was one that's giving me trouble, frustration. It's the Magic Garden sampler. And I was able to do a tiny bit, which is, I started on this mushroom, and then I put garden in the block. So getting there, just this much to do, and finish that mushroom. So if it comes up on rotation a couple more times, I should finish that soon. Okay. Next up was one of the stockings from Blackbird Design. It's out of the Merry December book, and it is, what is this one called? It is Snowy Eve, which is this one here. And I stitched on this for quite a bit. I got the house done and the bird. Isn't that pretty? And then there's a lot of white. All of this snow. All of that is snow. So, but a little bit of progress is better than no progress. Okay. Next up, let's see, what is this? Oh, this is the, let me find the cover. It is Simple Gifts Christmas from Praiseworthy Stitches. And it is beautiful. And someone posted, and I don't remember who it was, posted a finish of this on Facebook, I think. So I did a little tiny bit, mainly working over on this part. So it's so pretty. This is 40 count. I think it's either Stars Hollow Blend, I think is what that is. But it's 40 count and it's so pretty. Lovely, lovely. Okay. Next up in my Garon toting bag is Nora Corbett. This is Minerva. And I'm trying to decide how much I'm going to stitch of this. And I'll explain that in just a second. So, oh, that's a mess. This is on a piece of Picture This Plus, I believe. I know it's 32 count, and I believe it is gingerbread. But I just worked a little bit down here on this part of her skirt. And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to stitch this part in the owl. I mean, she's looking up at the owl, so I kind of feel like I need to, but I kind of don't want to. I don't know. I know some people have not stitched it. I guess I'll decide once I get her finished. She's so pretty, though. I love those colors. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, put that needle back in there. All right, so that, and then I did a little bit of work on the gingerbread mouse, which I'll show you that in just a second. So other things that I've been working on, I've been crocheting, which I don't like to crochet, but I've been enjoying crocheting. I made some more of these crochet hand cloths that I talked about. I don't know, I showed you this one last video. I changed the hook size and I like this one better. Still have to finish off the ends. And then I made a crazy one. I'm just using up pieces of yarn from, you know, just leftovers. Just adding to it. That's actually for the ends of 3 different skeins. So they're just dishcloths, so it doesn't matter. And then I'm also working on a project, and I've had this forever. Sorry, this keeps shaking. I'm a biologist, and I go to lots of different biological blogs. And there's one that Jerry Coyne, who I follow his blog, and he posts wildlife photos that he gets from different viewers, followers. And it's been probably, I don't know, it's probably been at least 10 years. Someone posted a picture of this bug, and if I can insert the picture, I'll insert it here. But it's this bug that has just gorgeous blue, black, and green colors, and it looks like it has little shoes on too, which I love that. And I just love the colors, so I'm like, oh, I'm going to make an afghan that looks like that. So I'm crocheting this afghan, and that's the progress that I have. And I'm just doing double crochet, long lines of double crochet, because I can do that. So right now, my plan is just to use up the rest of the skein of blue, and then I'll repeat the pattern that I have here. Just repeat this pattern, and that'll be the end of it. And however long that is, it'll be long enough. So I think it's pretty. So it's warm. Sally loves to sleep under it when I'm working on it. I do about a row a day, so it'll take me forever to finish this thing. So that's what I've been working on this week. except for one more thing. So my focus, and I'm going to keep focusing on this. I've already worked on it for 2 weeks, but I'm going to keep working on it because I am loving it. And that is Summer at Cherry Hill from Brenda Gervais. Remember last time I said it's kind of 4 different pages. We can divide it into 4 quadrants. And I've finished the first and second page. And I am almost finished with the third page. But I went ahead and went over and started working on the 4th page. And I'll show you why. When you look at this, you can see how much work I've done. That skirt is beautiful. And I thought, I'm like, ooh, if I had like 4 more days, I could finish this. Well, I didn't have enough time in the 4 days to do that. But I did get a lot done. My plan is to come over here and finish this 4th part. And then so that my tree makes sense, it doesn't have kind of a line down the middle, I just work from this side over and fill in the trunk so it looks more consistent. And then I'm going to do the same thing here, is I'm going to fill in the structures in the grass, which are some more bees and plants, and then I can just go back and forth with the grass color. So maybe by next week I'll have that finished. But it is, I just love stitching this. This is one of my favorite ones I've stitched in a long time. So I've ordered from Brenda, and I'm hoping this is going to be one that I'm going to get in my shop very soon. And I'll do a shop update in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to stop here for a minute so I can get together the materials for my Stitch Quarantine Weekend 3. Okay, I'm back to go through my plans for the Quarantine Weekend number 3 stitching. So I've picked 7 different projects. I picked them randomly using my little Tiny Decisions app. And I'm going to work on these 7 projects this weekend. I'll continue to work on the Summer at Cherry Hill as well. And then I'll work on that the rest of next week, hopefully if I get a finish. So these are not in any particular order. I'm just going to go through and show you what my plans are and how much I have finished on those. So first up is an ornament from the 2015 Just Cross Stitch Christmas ornament issue, and it is an ornament from Samplers Not Forgotten. It's this Merry Christmas pillow, which I think is beautiful. I started this last year, 2019, during the Christmas in July, Jolly July, and that's as far as I've gotten. I may have spent 1 day on this. And this is a piece of 32 count or 36 count from Teresa. When she was doing some practice swatches, she just gave me some of her leftovers. So I thought it would be cute. Looked very primitive. So that's project number 1. Project number 2 is also from a Just Cross Stitch magazine. This was from 1999. So this is an old one. And it's really cute. It is this Christmas bird. So it's 3-dimensional. You stitch the same thing. This, you're going to stitch the mirror image of it. And actually what you stitch is this. And then you just fold it in half and sew it together and you have a little 3-dimensional bird. I'll be honest, I spent a lot of time on this yesterday because I started stitching it and I just loved it. I finished all of this red. So, and the beak. So all I have to do are the 2 bellies. It's supposed to have beads on it. See all those little spots that are empty? I don't think I'm going to do beads though. I don't know. I was telling my husband, I kind of don't want beads. I kind of want to just do, I'm either going to do little black or dark gray spots. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's it. So, but hopefully I'll get that one finished this weekend. All right, got to put it back in its little bag. All right, next up is another Christmas ornament. This is from the Jolly July. There's a lot of them. And it is the Christmas Spirit Santa from Jim Shore. This is a kit, and it is on perforated paper. So I'm just using what's in the kit. I love Jim Shore. it's like the old-fashioned stitching though. There's lots of different colors. All right, next up is, well, I'm so excited when this came up on the Tiny Decisions app. I was so happy. It is the Thistle Stitches from Jeanette Douglas, and there's lots of different ones. She does these, or did this series, and I have stitched almost all of these, so I'm excited to be able to do Thistle Stitches again. I don't have much done, but you can see how pretty it's going to be. It's not ironed. I'm stitching it on the called for fabric, which is 32 count lilac from Witch Elf. And I'm using the thread pack, the silks. And that's where I am. I'm so excited. On these charts, she tells you step by step what to do. You know, it gives you, can't show you that. It gives you step by step. So you do this, then you do this. And if you follow the instructions, you turn out with a beautiful project. You feel so accomplished. So yay, I'm so happy about that one. Let's see, what's up next? Oh, this was actually one that I stitched on last weekend, so it came up in the roll a second time, and it is the Just Nan Gingerbread Mouse. So you see there's a lot of different colors, not a lot of stitching, but you know, right now, let me show you where I am. Where's the project? There we are. So I don't have much to do. There's the 2 ears. So on either side of the tree, I have to put the ears. These little pinwheel looking things are candies, peppermint candy, so I need to go back in and add the red. But other than that, I just add the beads and she's ready to be assembled. So yay! Something fell over here. Let me see. Oh, my bead mat. So, oops, sorry, I kicked that. Have y'all seen this, the Beadsmith? I love this thing. I think I saw Tracy P was the first person I saw mention this on her video, but it's a really good bead mat. And you can wash it and it stays sticky. I think I ordered mine on Amazon. It's called Beads. Let me show you that again. I did that really quickly. So it's called the Beadsmith. So you can look for that on Amazon. All right, just 2 more. Next up is a Barbara Anna, which I love Barbara Anna stuff. This one is October 31st or October 31, and the chart is divided into 2 pages. So I'm working on this first page, and actually I've got just this bottom part down here to finish. So there it is. This is a piece of 40 count. I believe it's a silk weaver. I have no idea what the color is because I did not write that down. I'm going to do better about keeping up with the colors of my linen, but not on that one. And then finally, this one is a Raise the Roof turkey dressing. And I haven't had much progress. It's on a piece of 28 count natural, and that's as far as I've gotten. So there we go. Isn't that cute? So I'll work on that this weekend. So those are my plans for my quarantine stitching. This has been fun. What I do is I watch Flosstube and stitch, and when I finish that video, I switch projects. So all right, so that is all of my stitching progress and stitching plans. I'll work on those this weekend, and then on Monday I'll switch back and stitch almost exclusively on Summer at Cherry Hill, hoping to finish that project. My hair's poking out and I can't figure out what it's doing, so I need to turn like this. I'll take a sip. Y'all need to see my little, can you guess what that is? Oh, the cutest baby ever. This is official. I got it at Disney. I'm not breaking any laws. But isn't that adorable? I love him. All right, let's see. Shop update. I am getting a lot of new stock and a lot of restock. So if you are interested in things like the new or the re-release of Blackbird Designs Sweet Land of Liberty, I will have that back in stock on Monday. I am getting the kits from Samplers Not Forgotten, which are beautiful. I'm getting the kits that were released at market this year and the ones that were released at market last year. Let me show you one of them that was released last year because I'm excited. I'm getting several of these. Do y'all remember this one? Isn't that pretty? I got these on order. She shipped them Friday. I should get them on Monday. So yay, I'm excited about that. I contacted Beth Twist, and I'm getting restocked in the booklets for the two big samplers, His Eyes on the Sparrow and Consider the Lilies. And I'm also getting a restock from Teresa Kogut on all of her samplers. So yay, I'm excited about that. I think that's what I ordered. Now that I think about it, yeah, that's what I ordered. And the booklet. So I am trying to expand my shop quite a bit. Market was really great. I got an order of Picture This Plus fabric in last week, and I've sold a lot of that. But I still have several different colors. I love Cauldron and I love Dapple, so I ordered those. I still have some of that. And I also have 16 count Ada, which has been selling really well from Picture This Plus. But yeah, just check out my shop. Remember, I always have free shipping for orders of $35 or more for U.S. addresses, so domestic shipping. I guess that's about it. Nothing else major happened this week. I did get my Stitch Fix box. This is my Stitch Fix. Did y'all see it when I stood up? I love this. My stylist, when I first started Stitch Fix it's been about a year and a half now, I wrote, they're like, what are your interests? And I'm like, look, I teach at a university. I'm a biologist, and biologists by nature like to be comfortable. But I don't want to look like my students. So it was so funny because a couple of my boxes, the stylist mentioned that hopefully you'll be comfortable but not look like your students. So they do read parts of those messages. I'll put a link for my link for Stitch Fix if you're interested. I've got, this past week they emailed me and gave me a special. So if anybody wants it, you're supposed to get a higher dollar amount off. I think it was $75. I don't think, if it's expired, I won't list it, but I'll put to the side what the special is. It's fun. I like doing the Stitch Fix. So let's see. I think that's about it. I hope you all have a good weekend and that you are doing well. We are, this is crazy times. I am fortunate that my family has not had any major issues. My mother has been home, which she should be home, and she is healthy. That makes me very happy. My older sister, Sharon, is staying home, and now, she wasn't before, but she's staying home now. It's just been kind of crazy. It's weird. I've talked about this with Katrina, that, when you go through natural disasters like hurricanes, which we've been through some major hurricanes, including Hurricane Katrina, and then Katrina lives in the mountains, and they've had the major fires a few years ago. And then even some of my other friends who've had flooding. It's natural disasters, you have these situations where you can't do things. You may not have power, but this is so different because you have everything. You just have to stay put. You're not supposed to leave. And it's just strange. It's very strange, but it's so important that we follow the recommendations. So my son, my 21-year-old, he and his friend keep joking that they have their tape measures to keep social distance, and he even says that he needs a social distance stick that he can just poke people if they get too close. But I'm like, let's not be anti-social distancing, but we're doing great. We're very fortunate. So I hope everyone else is doing well. And I hope to see you in about a week. Thanks.